Hello and welcome to the Aunty Lisa show. What should we do a story about today? I'm going to start with this one. I always start with the silver one. I'll start with this one. Captain Barnacles. He's a cheeky so-and-so, gets in loads of stories. Andy, troublemaker. Right. So sparkly. Superman. Spencer, the ghost dog. I do like Spencer a lot. Aha! Look, Aleksander, Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa. Woohoo! Right, that's them. No, not that one. Places. I have added one extra, but I don't know if it will come out. The aquarium. Interesting. And this is a box of random things. A magic potion. Okay. One day, Aunty Lisa, Aleksander and Kristoffer decided to go to the aquarium, which is a fantastic place because at the aquarium you can see all the fish of the sea, the whole ocean, probably all the oceans actually, loads of fish. And you don't even have to get wet or anything. And it's brilliant. And if you're really lucky, you can put your fingers in the touching pool and you can poke an enemy. I used to like doing that. And I once stroked a stingray. No, can't have been a stingray. A smaller kind of ray. Anywho, so they packed a bag. And in that bag, they put all the important stuff like snacks and just in case they borrowed some mobile phones off of Mummy and Papa, and they put in some binoculars and magnifying glass and a compass in case they get lost and some other stuff. And they set off to the aquarium and it was all going tickety-boo. Everything was super duper fabulosy at the aquarium. They saw some sharks and they saw some stingrays and they saw the little globby squishy anemones and they gave them a little gentle poke just to see what they felt like, and they were squishy like a jelly. And they saw some shells with things in like snails and all sorts of creatures like a jellyfish as well. And they were just enjoying themselves so much when they noticed something really out of place. In fact, it was extremely out of place. Do you know what they saw? Well, I'll tell you. They saw the octopod at the aquarium in one of the enormous tanks. And they said, hang on a minute, what on earth is the octopod doing at the aquarium? Oh no, don't say they've been picked out of the sea by mistake and all of the octonauts are at the aquarium trapped there forever. Well, just as they were trying to figure out what on earth to do, they bumped into Andy. Because Andy, as we know, loves all kinds of nature. And he also enjoys a visit to the aquarium. And so they bumped into Andy. And Andy was like, oh my God, hey guys. I didn't expect to see you here. And Aleksander, Kristoffer, Aunty Lisa went, wow, us either. We didn't expect to see you. What a lovely coincidence. By the way, have you noticed what's in this tank? And Andy said, what? I can't see anything unusual in this. Oh, did the octopod get in this tank? This is a disaster for them. They're going to be so bored stuck in a tank forever. I think we're going to need to rescue them. Well, luckily, Aleksander and Kristoffer have the phone number of Captain Barnacles. And so they called him up. And they went, and they said, "Hello, Captain Barnacles." And Captain Barnacles went, "Ahoy there! How are you guys doing?" And Aleksander and Kristoffer said, "Well, we're fine. We're just at the aquarium." And Captain Barnacles went, "Oh, the aquarium. Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me just look out. Oh, I can see you. Hi. Hi." And Aleksander and Kristoffer went up to the guys and went, "Hi. Hi. Hey, Captain Barnacles, what on earth are you doing at the aquarium?" And Captain Barnacles said, "Well, it's a really funny story. But what happened was this. We were out rescuing penguins when all of a sudden our octopod got hoisted out of the water by a great big claw. And then, before we knew it, we landed in an aquarium." So funny when you think about it, isn't it? And Aleksander and Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa went, "Yes. Are you happy in the aquarium, Captain Barnacles?" Captain Barnacles said, "Well, now that you mention it, I'm actually not very happy in the aquarium because we know all the sea creatures out there in the wild really need our help. And all the animals in here, they really don't need our help because they've got humans feeding them and taking care of them all the time. So, yeah, we're a little bit bored. We've tidied up all the cupboards and we've catalogued all of the samples of seaweed that we've got. And we've played a lot of Scrabble and some other board games. I did a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle." And Aleksander and Kristoffer said, "Oh, a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. That's actually very impressive, Captain Barnacles. But it does sound like you're bored. Okay, we will see what we can do. Over and out." So they turned around to Andy. Andy had obviously heard all of that. And they were like, "Right, what are we going to do? We need to help Captain Barnacles and get him out of this aquarium. I mean, surely someone who works at the aquarium has noticed they've got an enormous octopod in there and it's not just a peculiar looking sea creature or some kind of seaweed in there. On the other hand, do we really want to tell the rest of the humans that Captain Barnacles exists and can talk? Because they might get freaked out. Maybe they just thought it was an interesting piece of sort of sea litter that they'd found. We're going to need to give this some serious thought." So they said, "How about we go and have a sit down and a nice cup of tea and a piece of cake while we think about what to do?" And they all agreed that was a fantastic idea. So they went to the cafe at the aquarium and ordered loads of cake, and Aunty Lisa drank far too much tea. And frankly, that would have been a really good end to the story. However, of course, Captain Barnacles is still stuck inside the aquarium. So they sat there and they had a think. How are we going to get that octopod out of the aquarium without anybody noticing us getting the octopod out of the aquarium? I mean, we don't want to go to prison, because that's what you might happen if you steal stuff from the aquarium normally. You know, if it doesn't contain the octonauts. Or even if it does, I don't know. So they sat there and they had a big old think. And a bigger and a bigger and a bigger think. And then another interesting thing happened. Who should appear but in disguise as just an ordinary guy? Superman. And they said, "Hey, Superman!" And Superman said, "Shh, shh, shh. Nobody knows I'm Superman. That's why I'm dressed as Clark Kent today. Just got ordinary clothes on." For those of you that don't know, Superman does not always wear his red cape. This is because he would have so many fans chasing him everywhere he went that it would be a nightmare. So sometimes he goes in disguise and pretends just to be an ordinary guy. But obviously Aleksander and Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa and Andy recognised him. And they said, "Hey, Superman, shh, come here. And Superman said, "Yeah, what? What's up?" And they said, "Well, did you know that the octopod is trapped inside the aquarium?" And Superman said, "What? No, it's not. No human's gonna... What? No. Really? You're gonna have to prove it to me." And they said, "Okay, we will, Superman. You should just believe us, though, because we're your friends, but okay." So they went and showed Superman, and Superman said, "I can't believe no one's noticed it. I mean, it's not small. I mean, it's a very big tank. Yes, it's a very big tank. It's got sharks, it's got all sorts in it, but how do you not notice the octopod?" And Aleksander and Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa and everybody said, "Well, we're going to have to help Captain Barnacles get out. He's going bored out of his mind. I mean, pretty soon they'll start redecorating. It's dire. You know? They did a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. That's pretty bored. Yeah." And Superman said, "Okay. We're going to have a think." So they went and they had more cake. That's right. I said it. They had more cake and another cup of tea. And Aunty Lisa had to go to the toilet because she'd had far too much. And then she came back and had another cup of tea because she doesn't learn. Why didn't she learn? Anyway, so they drank loads of tea and ate loads of cake. And they fought and they fought and they fought like this. Maybe. Oh, it's too risky. And that went on for ages. And then it was nearly time for the aquarium to close. And they thought, "Oh, we still haven't come up with an idea. This is embarrassing. Oh, no. Okay, we'll let Captain Barnacles know that we're going to have a good think about it overnight and maybe call in some extra help." So they went back to the tank where Captain Barnacles and the Octonauts were in their octopod trapped inside the tank. And they called him up and said, "Hey, Captain Barnacles, we're really sorry, but we haven't come up with a cunning plan yet. But bear with us because we definitely will, okay? We're going to get you out of there." And Captain Barnacles said, "Ahoy there, I believe in you. I know you'll get me out of there." And he gave him a cheeky little wave. And they said, "Okay, good, all right." Now, just as they were about to go, they noticed something really funny inside the tank with Captain Barnacles. Do you know what it was? Or rather, who it was? It was only Spencer the ghost dog taking a dip in the aquarium. I mean, dogs aren't even allowed in the aquarium. Not normally. But if you're a ghost dog, well, you can get away with whatever you want to do, really. He was just swimming around doing backflips with the fish and chasing them for fun. And he appeared, and Aleksander and Kristoffer, "Hey, Spencer, come here. And Spencer, because he's a ghost, went straight through the glass wall and out. And went and splattered water all over everybody. Everyone, "Oh, Spencer, what you doing? All soggy now. Ugh, gross." And they said, "Hey, Spencer, I wonder if you can help us with a problem that we've got. Let's all go back to JB's lab and see if we can figure out a cunning plan." And so that's what they did. Spencer had given them a brilliant idea. Dun, dun, dun. So they went back to JB's lab and JB said, "Hey, y'all, so lovely to see you guys. Would you like some cake?" And everyone said, "Would be rude not to." So they had more cake. And JB said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe the octopod has been trapped inside the aquarium. That's just awful. We need to help. What could we do?" I mean, we can't tell people about the octopod, can we? That would be very bad. Maybe if we could go invisible, we'd be able to get that octopod out without anybody even noticing. Maybe, just maybe. And Superman, you could help too, because you're super strong. Okay, I've got a plan, but it's dangerous. And Aleksander and Kristoffer went, ha 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 ha, we laugh in the face of danger. And Aunty Lisa went, they do, they laugh in the face of danger. It's very stressful actually, but you know, I do what I can. So they agreed to do the dangerous plan, and the dangerous plan went like this. JB would mix a very magical, special, scientific potion that would temporarily turn them all into ghosts. Woo! But not dead ghosts, just ghosts. Sort of like they're in the hidden side, but not, because they could also move stuff around in the real world. They were, as it were, invisible and able, oh my God, to move through walls if they want to. Oh, that's a clever plan, Aunty Lisa. So, here's what they did. Everybody took a little bit of the magic potion. Even Andy, who was really scared. Or possibly sensible. And then they went... And they turned invisible. Like ghosts. And they went, okay, now what? And they all crept over to the aquarium. Dun 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 dun. And they all snuck through the aquarium doors like this. And then they snuck back out because it was fun. In, out. And they went, whoa, we can walk through walls. This is so cool. And then JB said, hey y'all, we've got to get there really quickly because this potion will wear off soon. And they said, okay. So what they did was they went to the big ginormous tank where the octopod was trapped. And they said, okay, we've got to get the octopod out. But the octopod was tangled up in some seaweed. So first they were going to have to untangle the octopod. So Aleksander and Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa and Andy all dived into, or rather through, the aquarium, the water tank wall. And then they remembered they should have put some scuba gear on, but never mind. And then they untangled it. And they managed to just about get it free before they ran out of air. And pop back out. And then Superman, because he's super strong, he flew down and fished out the octopod and flew it down. And then they realised, how are we going to get the octopod out of the aquarium? The octopod can't go through walls. It's not taking a magic potion. They got it out of the tank though. That was step one. And then between them all, they thought, right, what we've got to do is just be super quick. Okay. So after I say 1, 2, 3, we're all just going to run out of the aquarium. And Superman, you just got to fly out. And if you break a window, we'll pay for it later. Okay. We just got to get out. And they were like, 1, 2, 3. And then Aleksander and Kristoffer went, hold on. What if we just press the door button? Ding. And everyone went, oh, we didn't figure that. But then the alarms went off. Woo, 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 woo. And they went, oh no, the alarms. And so they had to fly and run super speedy out of the aquarium with the octopod. And then they realised, oh no, the police are going to be coming. And Superman said, hey, everybody grab hold of a piece of me. And so everybody grabbed hold of Superman, who was holding onto the octopod, and they all flew up into the air really super high before the police could arrive. And the police arrived super quick because they're very efficient. And they were like, we can't see anything has changed here. And they just locked it back up and thought it must have just gone wrong that day. Anyway, so Superman and everybody was flying through the air. And he said, okay, guys, I'm going to drop us down in the ocean. And Aunty Lisa said, don't just drop us. You've done that to me before, Superman. not having it again. And he flew over to the ocean and he found a really nice spot. And he gently lowered everybody down into the ocean. And the octopod went down into the ocean too. And Captain Barnacles called them up from inside. He went, "Ahoy there, my hearties! Thank you so much for rescuing us. Would you all like to meet up one day for a nice cup of tea and some cake?" And everyone who was now swimming around in the ocean went, "Yes, that sounds great." And so, after they'd all had a nice sleep that night, they all met up the next day for more cake and tea and other nice drinks. And Captain Barnacles was super grateful, and he gave everybody a special thank you badge that said, "I saved the octopod." And they treasured it forever. And that is the end of the story. Love you. Bye bye.